Hi there. My name is Kristen Brenner, and I am the owner of IntegrityMindBody.com. And I am here today to lead you in a basic mindfulness practice. In this practice, we will practice a breath centered mindful awareness. We'll also move into some somatic body awareness and move through some self compassion practices. So, appreciate you joining me. Just a brief note about mindfulness and meditation. Um, Often, when someone is beginning to practice meditation, the first thing that they want to know is, am I doing it right? Is this the right way? And we often find ourselves thinking that if our mind is very active, it means we're doing something wrong, that meditation means shutting down the mind. And that just simply is not true. That's not what meditation is. The mind is an active part of us, and we really can't shut it down. So, what we learn to do is have focused awareness. And so, there are lots of different kinds of mindfulness practices and meditation practices focusing on a variety of things. You can focus on the breath, which we'll practice with today. You can focus on sounds, sights. You can focus on other sense awareness, feeling, touch, the way that your body feels touching the earth. You can also focus on something like chanting, such as chanting the word Om in yogic practice. Um, so we learn to have awareness of what's happening in the mind rather than trying to control the mind. Meditation is not about mind control. It is about awareness of what is the current state, whether it's of the mind, of the body, of sensation. And so we're simply coming into perhaps a new relationship with our awareness of what we're feeling. And that's what we'll be practicing today. And we'll be going through it in a few different ways. We'll be coming at it starting with the breath, and then we'll move into some body awareness. And then, as I said, we'll move through some self-compassion, because often what we find is when we begin to become aware of what our present moment experience is, we can find some discomfort. And so my self-compassion practices help us to be with that present moment experience with kindness. So that's where we're going today. A few other notes. It's nice to, if you're sitting on the floor like I am today, it's nice to have your hips above the knees if that's possible. So I'm sitting on a meditation cushion. You could sit on a couple of blankets folded, or a pillow from your couch. You can also practice in a chair. That is perfectly acceptable. As I said, there's no right or wrong way. So what you really want is to sit in a way that you can sustain for about 20 minutes. We'll be in practice today for about 20 minutes. So that is about your comfort level. And of course, people worry, can I move during meditation? Please know that you can do whatever it is you need to do to keep yourself comfortable during your practice. So I'll be inviting you to close your eyes, but as with any practice, any contemplative practice and any body practice, you are encouraged to lead yourself. And if something doesn't feel right for you, to not do that. So if closing your eyes is not right for you, you can let them come to a soft gaze in front of you. You can also focus on the sights in the space around you. All of that is perfectly acceptable within a mindfulness practice. So let's begin. Let your eyes close or come to a soft gaze in front of you. And begin first by noticing the grounding points of the body. So noticing where the body touches down. You might notice the soles of the feet on the ground. If you're sitting cross-legged, you might notice the sides of the legs. Finding awareness of the sitting bones wherever they are resting down. If you're leaning back in a chair, notice the spine along the length of the back of the chair, and awareness of your hands resting, perhaps in your lap. Feeling the weight of gravity as it holds your body to the earth. Just letting your awareness rest for a moment in the physical sensation of the body in its position right now. As you're ready, you can begin to let your awareness come to the sense of the breath. Noticing how the breath feels as it comes into the body, and how the breath feels as it leaves the body. Following the breath and that sensation all the way from the beginning of the breath, the inhale to the top of the breath, perhaps a slight pause, and then the exhale coming all the way back to the bottom of the breath. You don't have to do anything right now to manipulate the breath or change it in any way. Simply being with the breath exactly as it is in this moment. Just awareness as you're breathing in, knowing that you're breathing in. And as you're breathing out, knowing that you're breathing out. You might notice as you let your attention rest on the sense of the breath in the body that the breath naturally begins to slow. That's fine if it happens, and it's fine if it doesn't happen. But just allowing yourself to find that awareness. What is my experience of the breath right now? Just letting the breath move through the body exactly as it wants to do, and allowing your attention to rest on the sensation. This breath has been with you since the moment you were born. And often we go through our day without any awareness of how the breath feels. And so just finding that simple awareness here now. You might notice that the mind is very active and that attention to the breath only lasts for a few seconds even. No need to worry, that's quite normal. And so, as soon as you find your awareness that your attention has moved from the breath, just gently, compassionately call attention back to this breath right here. That is the practice. One opportunity after another to bring our awareness back. No need to chastise yourself or feel like there's something wrong with you if your attention draws away from the breath. It is just a beautiful opportunity to practice compassion. Oh, there's my attention again, wandering off, and letting the awareness come back. Often in mindfulness practice, we relate this to how you might treat a puppy if you were training it, or how you might deal with a small child. Of course, you wouldn't become angry with them. If their attention wandered, you would just lovingly call back. So see if you can give yourself that same grace. Sometimes, if our attention is really wandering, it can be helpful to have a mental note of the breath. You can do that by simply saying in breath, out breath, or even in, out. Or some people like to count the breath. 1, 2, 1, 2. As you work through your practice, allowing yourself to be in this space with curiosity. What works best for you? Noticing with awareness, does that change over time? What worked 1 minute may not work the next. Inhaling and exhaling. Noticing the breath coming into the body and the breath leaving the body. You might notice a sense of nourishment or enlivening on the in-breath, and a sense of release, letting go on the out-breath. Whatever you feel, simply noting it with awareness. So that mindfulness is just that awareness of present moment experience without judgment. As you're ready, you might release the awareness of the breath as it comes into the body. Just let it go, move into the background. And come now to awareness of sensation in the body as a whole. Notice any sensation that stands out to you. That sensation may be pleasant, it may be unpleasant, or it may be neutral. So simply identifying, is there any area or areas in the body that stand out to you right now. Simply noticing, not judging, just with great curiosity, finding awareness. What am I feeling in my body right now? What do I feel right now? You might also notice the quality of the mind in this moment. Is the mind agitated? Is it settled? Is it moving quickly from one thought to the next? Or is it more lumbering and slow? Again, without judgment, simply finding awareness. Is there agitation? Is there anxiety? Is there ease? Is there tenderness? What is it that you feel right now in both body and mind? And how does the breath inform that sensation? If you find yourself agitated and find yourself feeling anxiety rising as you allow your awareness to settle on sensation, please feel free to open your eyes at any time. You can let your fingers touch down to the ground on either side of you. You can notice the grounding points of the body once again, where the body connects with the earth, where the body is supported and held up by the earth. Just resting in awareness and allowing whatever your current experience is to just be what it is. This might be a new way for you to be with experience. We often try to control, either by ignoring what we feel, pushing it away. So, what is it like to be with what you're feeling right now? What you feel in the breath, what you feel in the body, and what you feel in the mind. From here, allowing yourself to come up with a word or a phrase that identifies what you're feeling right now. So we're simply labeling. We're not judging, just noting mentally, what is it that you feel? A simple word, a phrase, or even a visual image to help you identify, what do I feel right now? This is the beginning of our self-compassion practice, finding that mindful awareness without judgment of what our present state is. This is where self-compassion begins. We cannot provide compassion for ourselves until we're aware of what we're feeling. So simply identifying for yourself, how do I feel right now? And then once you have come up with a word, phrase, or a visual to identify how you feel right now, you can ask yourself the quintessential question of self-compassion, which is, what do I need right now? So based on what you've gathered from being with your experience, in body, in mind, in breath, see if you can identify, what do you need right now? And there are some simple things, some simple answers to that question. Sometimes we think it needs to be something really grand, something that's difficult to attain. But the truth is that self-compassion really is based in simple acts. So you might find that what you need is a hand on the heart. Maybe a hand on the belly. Maybe both, hand on heart and one on belly. You might find that a deep breath is what you need most right now. Letting yourself inhale fully and exhaling. Nice long exhale, releasing, letting all the breath go from the body. Inhale and exhale, releasing and letting go. You might find that what you need most in this moment is to begin to just shake out a little, move through the entire body. Just releasing that tension that perhaps has built up. There are many options to help us provide ourselves with what we need in this moment. Identifying for yourself, how do I feel right now? What do I need in this moment? And how can I meet that need with love and compassion for myself? When you're ready, you can release the practice, just allowing yourself to be with yourself exactly as you are in this moment. Letting the breath come to whatever natural rhythm it finds. When you're ready, you can allow the eyes to gently open, coming back to the space around you. Thank you so much for joining me for that practice today.